All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day of the market falling off a cliff. And with that being said, let's dive into the TA. Guys, there's going to be a lot of fear in the streets. Blood is in the streets. Fear is out and about. And I'm just going to tell you, I don't think it's the time to be concerned. I think, if things are staying down where they're at right now, I know things look really scary, but I don't think the market is about to crash. All right. I think we did see a flash crash today, and I'm going to talk about, why I think we saw that. But, at the end of the day, I want to point out in this video, we got some very enticing stuff to take a look at on the long side over here. When volatility spikes this fast and gets up to where you see this bad boy right now, that is when we start calling for a bottom, a major bottom. We're talking COVID 2020 crash all the way back over here. You guys want to talk about it? We'll talk about it. Okay? The moment you cross this line that we're at right here, what day was that? February 27, 2020. Yes, 2020. So let's talk about it. Go back to that day. Pretty sure we're going to see a, you got the gap down. Okay? You went a little bit lower. And even when the market was falling off a freaking cliff, the S&P 500 then rallied from that low. Rallied 5.5% within 2 trading sessions. Yes, you fell another 3.5%, 4% here. Okay? But then you had a straight up bid and you ended up the day 2 to 3 trading sessions later up 5.5%. Okay? That is during your market crash. When we see what we just saw, even during a market crash, within 2 to 3 trading sessions, you can expect a face-ripping freaking rally. Give us that rally now. We're back up at the highs. Okay? Maybe it goes a little lower. I can't tell you what's exactly going to happen in the short term because as we all saw today, it was flipping nuts. Why do I think it happened today? I don't think the market acted negatively to the rate cut. That's not what caused it. All right? You just listen. There's one thing that stood out to me. All right, 4 cuts in 2025, went to 2 cuts. Why? Because now they're uncertain again. And the market priced that in all at once. And within 2 hours, the S&P 500, SPY fell $20, SPX fell $200 within 2 hours. What is that? What is that, guys? That is everyone jumping ship all at once. That is making the VIX skyrocket to heights where we see major bottoms on the indices get put in. That is where you have IWM now having the daily RSI in the 30s, 30.72. That is where DIA now has the daily RSI under 30, all in one day. That is where you have the McClone oscillator sitting at the absolute lows that it's seen on the other major bottoms over here throughout 2024. And if you keep going back, we're not going to go back here. Okay? We are going to go back. We'll do it. Okay? You see where we are? You see how, you spent I know we're on a really large chart here, okay? Let's go back to 5 years. You don't go much lower, and if you do go lower, this is your crash. All right? This was your crash. You stayed down there. I just showed you something that on the VIX, when you got to the daily RSI where it is at right now, even during your market crash, the S&P 500 within 2 trading sessions was up 5%. I'm not talking for the bottom it made the next day. I'm talking from this close where we are at right here, this close, which means if this goes here, it's probably going to go back down here within 2 days. I got so much hate today. I blocked so many people from the channel, and I hate that they can still watch these videos because they don't deserve the stuff that I provide. I provide guidance and I provide, actionable information. It is not my fault that the market was clear as day set up to rally here and it decided to fall off a cliff. Anybody who says they saw this coming is completely talking out their ass. There's not a chance anybody saw this coming. And if they do, they were just waiting on everyone, the bulls there, to not have their day. They were just sitting there waiting to say, haha, I told you so. But in reality, they didn't tell you so because they probably don't have their money on the line. They were not taking action off because let's look at it this way. You take the setup we had 9 out of 10 times. You take that short coming into what we had today. You had straight up news doing that. Nothing on the charts told you that this was going to take place. All right. Nothing could have told you you had a $20 freaking move down coming over here. Anybody who says otherwise, you are a gambler and you are lying. And I stand by that. I did not think the amount of hate I got today was justified. But at the end of the day, there are internet trolls out there. And I know for a fact, within 2 to 3 trading sessions, these guys are going to eat their words so hard. And I'll be here for it. I was tight to see what happened today. I didn't even want to look at the charts. I was like, what is going on? What is going on? And I'm like, oh, it's just an FOMC overreaction. Just wait for Papa Powell to come out. Papa Powell tanked this shit. All right. Papa Powell said, nope. Hey, we're uncertain. Okay. We're uncertain here. We're not going to do 4 rate cuts next year anymore. The market decided to price that in all in one freaking day. And now, like I said, IWM daily RSI 30, DAA daily RSI 30. Do you want to look back and see what happens at 30? You don't go much lower. You really don't. You can dance around a little bit. We're at least going to get this, by the way. If you do go a little bit lower, you're going to get a little dead cat bounce. You know, if I had to guess, guys, we're going to get a fat, nasty gap up tomorrow. If you don't get a fat, nasty gap up tomorrow, you go down one more day, and then you start moving like there's no business, okay? You start moving like it's no one's business. You start moving like your ass is on fire and you're trying to put it out with the wind, okay? That's what I think is probably about to happen. I just showed you. This thing is the McClellan oscillator. This thing, when it's low, you typically get your major bottoms. VIX, when this thing is up here, even during your crash, you get your bounce, like your big boy bounce over here on the S&P 500. Do you see how the next day, this is what I was saying, if you go a little bit higher, maybe you go 30% tomorrow, within 3 trading sessions, expect this to happen from this close. From top, 50% drop. What do you think that is going to do to the indices, guys? You're going to get a sick, nasty rallyto. It's going to happen, whether you like it or not, whether you want to bet on a market crash or not. It doesn't even matter if the market's crashing. Right now, it is money time. I was tight to see what happened today. I was up, we're talking, a little over 12 G's at the high. I didn't even look at the high. I don't know when that was, but I was happy about it. And I was feeling like a greedy little pig. I even mentioned in the Discord, I was like, normally when I see these big gap ups off open, and I just see, I was up like 8 G's off open. I was like, normally I feel like a greedy pig. But then I thought back to Tesla, and I was like, oh my God, the thing went up. I would have made so much more money if I just didn't have that feeling of feeling like a greedy pig, and I just played it out till the target. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till 137 to start cutting the video. Guys, it got so freaking close to my my first TP over here. It was going to be great. It was going to be great. But what happened? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Okay? You came ever so close. You rejected the daily 9. You fell off an absolute freaking cliff. All right? There's nothing we could do about it. But at the current point in time, NVIDIA is already up here. It's already back to 132. What do you think happens if you gap up to here? Or maybe even gap up right here? You're probably not going to get back this whole move. You're probably going to go the opposite direction. So anybody who's being a dickhead, just hating, just straight up coming back to the channel just to hate the following day because it did the thing that was extremely unlikely. All right? We know if you take these odds, you're going to lose over time. So anybody who did so, just know you're a dickhead. And I don't really want you watching these videos. You can if you want because, at the end of the day, I'm going to keep providing actionable information here. But hey, please just, I know it's like a very small sum of you guys. I know like all of you guys, we're going to say 99.99% of you people are beautiful freaking people. You guys are supportive. I appreciate the living crap out of you guys. I really do. I made my little paragraph over on Twitter, guys. Link is down below if you want to go see my paragraph. Yeah, I was making my paragraph talking shit. I was like, hey guys, you know, just you're gonna eat your freaking words. Just give it 2 to 3 trading sessions. Just give it a few days. Anybody who came on wanted to talk shit to Mr. Henry because he failed once. All right, he got something, you know, he bet on something that was extremely likely, and it, you know, it went the opposite direction. Couldn't have been further from, you know, my expectations. It went the exact opposite direction. I thought we were probably going to see a similar move to the upside. You see how NASDAQ is down 3.6%? I didn't think we were going to see a 3% update, but, you know, I didn't think it would be a 3.6% down day. What the heck is this thing? All right. But at this point in time, guys, NASDAQ is retesting its major high over here. It's swing high, not major high. It's swing high over here. Its most recent breakout level. If you go a little bit lower, we have confluence. You have the high of this weekly candlestick right here. It's going to be swing high here on the daily time frame. 511.45. You're going to have the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. All right. In reality, you saw all these 4-hour and daily RSIs just swing to oversold territory so freaking quick over here. All right. We're not really going to talk about NASDAQs over here. But, you know, honestly, this doesn't look like it's going to be faded right away to me. I think we're going to get a sick, nasty dead cat bounce and at least come back up here. 526.72. Like I was just saying over here on NVIDIA, people want to be haters. There's a little dickhead over on Twitter. I'll tell you right now. Guys. This doesn't look bad at all. What is this? This thing looks like you come back up, you take out this trend line. This thing's going to have a time. It's going to have a good time. And in reality, guys, daily time frame, RSI, down to this spot, 36.75-ish, right here. You hit it once. You got your big boy bounce. 15% in 5 trading sessions. You hit it twice. You got your big, really big boy bounce. 1 trading session, 15%. You hit it again. What happened from that low? 20%, 2 trading sessions. You hit it over here. What happened? 2 trading sessions, 10%. 3 trading sessions, 11%. Give it some time, you went a lot higher. Marked your major low. What happens the last time? You hit it. You bounced 5%. You came down to a new low. You put in a hammer candlestick. You ever so slightly cut that low. And then give it, you know, a few weeks here, 3 weeks, you're up 25%. What happens over here? From that low, you're up 6% within 2 trading sessions. What happens over here? You hit it on this day right here. You went lower one more day, and then boom. You gave it 3 weeks, you're up 12%. Boom, you hit it on this day right here. What happened in 2 trading sessions? You're up 11.3%. Need I keep going, guys? Need I keep going? I'm just letting you know, the people who are, you know, sitting there getting really bearish after a day like today, guys, I don't want the worst for you guys. I want the exact opposite. I want the best for you guys. I'm telling you, if you get bearish right now, you're making a huge mistake. Do not be caught on the wrong side of this rally that is about to take place. I think it's going to be a face ripper. People are losing faith in the Santa Claus Mr. Rally. I'm telling you, Santa Claus, maybe he gave you a call right here, but he's gonna cross you off that naughty list tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe the next day, but he's gonna cross you off the naughty list. He's gonna move you over the nice list. And he's gonna give you one of these guys. All right? Over here, 2022. You're getting out of your bear market. You still ended up within 4 trading sessions, 7%. Give it 3 weeks, you're up 27%. This is the easiest opportunity I can still point to right now. And if we are to go lower, I will buy more. All right? I'm extremely confident in this guy right here. I'm going to be honest, all right? But real talk, all of these, SMH, you close right here on the trend line. Bulls, if you got to step in, you step in right freaking now. You step in right now. Don't you dare give me the fake out up here just so you could come down and break to the downside. Don't you freaking dare. Can it happen? Yes. Do I think it's likely? No. You got VIX looking like this. I think we're about to see a VIX crush like we haven't seen since over here. Where in 2 trading sessions, you fell down 60%. You rallied 73% today, guys. We all know the deal over here. Okay, we all know the deal. That's where the daily RSI is right above where it hit today. August 5th. You want to see what happened on August 5th, guys? You marked the bottom, and anyone who's calling for a crash looked like a fool. It actually also came down to the golden pocket. I remember that too. It's right there at the 0.786. Come on, magnet. I'm sorry, guys. It looks so stretched out over here, but right there. I remember that. Guess what? You looked like a fool, and you probably lost money if you're shorted. So please, guys, don't do that. Don't do it. No financial advice will be given on this channel, but I promise you guys, we have signs right now that are suggesting this thing's about to get one heck of a bounce, and I do not think it's ideal to be on the wrong side of that bounce. I do not. All right, it's not a conventional video we got going on today. It's not. Because in reality, Henry Boy over here is pounding the freaking table on you buy that freaking dip. If prices stay where they are, or they go a little bit lower tomorrow, no financial advice on this channel will be given. But you buy that freaking dip. All right? You go heavy on that freaking dip. You buy time. Anybody who buys time and follows the, I don't like giving financial advice, okay? But I give psychological advice here on this channel. And I talk about it, not every video, but a lot of the time. Because I think everybody will serve themselves very well if they just buy time. You bought at ideal spots. Okay? You knew you take these odds over time, you're going to do really well. Okay? And then maybe you get a day like this, and S&P 500 falls, 200 points. SPY falls 20 points over here within 2 hours. And you're like, crap. But what happened? It's right down to the exact perfect spot. This is where it probably is going to bounce. You hit 583.60 tomorrow, it's probably going to end up bouncing back. And since you got your time, you're looking for this bounce back up here. And now, even if you bought here almost at the high today, not today, but we'll say right over here. All right, right there at 602. You're probably going to come out around break even in the end. And guess what? VIX is elevated, guys. VIX is elevated up the wazoo right now. It's going freaking crazy. Okay? What does that tell us? Volatility is in the air, which means although we fell really hard today, you now have volatility to bring you right back up. Both directions volatility applies to. It's not just the downside. I was just saying in the Discord to someone, hey, you take the stair steps up. There's a saying, you take the stair steps up, you take the elevator down. Let's talk about the psychology behind that. It's because everyone gets spooked all at once and they price things in all at once. That's typically how this goes. And then you get back to taking your freaking stair steps, okay? We're still in a major uptrend here. There's not really any denying it. I'm salty about what happened with IWM. It fell so hard. It fell so hard over here. I will not deny. I will not deny at all. It was the perfect spot to find buyers, and you did not find the buyers. But now the daily RSI is oversold. Do you think I'm about to say, like, it's good to sell right here? I'm going to see the exact opposite. Even if it comes a little bit lower, I think you're probably going to witness this rally right back here. I think 230 is probably going to be incoming. And at that point, anybody who, bought down here off a high probability, setup over here, I'm even going to call it a setup. You were in the golden pocket. You had a 4-hour bullish divergence going on, and you fell off a cliff today. Anybody who decided to buy off of that information here to try and play the trend line break we spoke about, you're probably going to be back to, I'm not going to say break even. I'm going to say you're probably going to be down, you bought January calls, you bought February calls. We're talking January here. You're probably going to be down 10 to 20%. All right. Instead of, being down bigly. Maybe you're not down 50%. Maybe you get back down here. You're only down 10%. All right. That probably happens very quick. You have the daily RSI oversold. That's literally what marked the bottom over here. Same exact spot you're in right now. Did it look scary over here? Of course it did. Today, you did it all in one go, and you got VIX looking like this. We're ready for this thing to crush. We're ready for the market to rally back up. Now, let's talk about the levels you're going to be paying attention to, okay? Now we get into the normal video. I will point out, underneath the 21 EMA on the daily time frame, but guess what? You did it over there. You did it over there, and it marked your buying opportunity the last 2 times. I think it's probably going to be similar. If you go a little further down, guys, don't expect to go much further. Okay, expect buyers at 511.45, like we talked about. The swing high over here on the daily time frame It's confluence right there. 0.618 fib action right there. You got the weekly 9 EMA sitting right here. You're probably going to find buyers there. Also, break and retest on the weekly time frame. You're coming back into that structure after our aggressive move up. That is fine. Okay? Upside is resistance, guys. Well, first of all, support 515.58 right here, and then 511.45. That's what you're paying attention to. Resistance on the upside, 519.16, guys. Get back above there. You really have nothing in between here and here. I know you got all this action going on, but as you see, we sliced right through it. It doesn't care about this action. It does not. All right, if you really want, closer level than 526.72, you watch 524.59. But this is an area that probably gets a 1% move pretty quick right here. Okay? So above 519.16, you're watching 524.59 and then 526.72, 530.61, and then the high at 539.15. Do I think you're getting right back up there? I have absolutely no idea, honestly. I'm going to be so honest, guys. It is our jobs as traders to adjust and to manage. And right now, focus on what we have at hand. Now, I personally, this was the only thing I was really heavy in. I'm still extremely confident in this play. I still think this thing is probably, if you gap up here 132 to 134, I think you're probably going to, take out the wick all in one go. I think you start a rally relito. I think you're going to pick up right where you left up at the highs today. Okay? So, it's up to you as a trader to really manage what you got and what you are playing. Okay? But I'm calling the shots like I see him, guys. I think we're probably going to be getting that rally. I think QQ could probably retest 524.59 to 526.72 tomorrow. Do I know if it goes higher than that? I have no idea. But that already is a 2% move. Don't be a greedy little pig if you get that, okay? Do what you got to do. Whatever you think you got to do, just realize that already is a 2% move. This 3% move down, guys, probably not going to be recovered in one day. Let's be completely real on that. It's not going to be. I'm extremely confident that it's not going to be recovered in one day. Probably going to take a few days if the thing really wants to drag itself back up to highs. So, if you see 2% right out the gate, expect to consolidate for the rest of the day. Don't be that greedy pig. Okay? You see it gap up 1.5%. Don't expect it to have a 2.5% day. Expect to consolidate for most of that day. That's QQQ. SPY over here. And by the way, QQQ, NASDAQ, McClellan Oscillator. Right here, right here, right here. You're in the spot where you get all these major bounces. There's not really denying it. Moving over to S&P 500, SPY. Daily RSI at this point, guys, is really close to oversold territory. You get a little further down, you're going to get a major dip buy opportunity. And people are trying to short this. I think you're crazy. I really do. I'd say, guys, I want the best for you guys. All right? And there is no reason to short this thing. This is a clear as day buying opportunity. You buy months out. You're going to have a good time. All right? You're going to have a good time. 4-hour RSI is already in the crapper. It is what it is. It is already in the crapper. It is oversold. It got to be that way over here. You found a bullish divergence getting put in right here over the next trading session. And then you started rocket shipping. You got over here. You got oversold. It marked the bottom. You got oversold over here. You went so slightly lower, 1%. And then you started moving up. And you based. And then boom, you broke out of that ugly double bottom looking guy. And you ran up to a new high. Wow. Look at that. When we are falling off a cliff, what marked your bottom? On this candlestick right here, you got to where we are right now. And you went 0.7% lower. And then you went freaking flying straight up vertical action. All right? It can be something like this, but I just showed you a bunch of things that suggest this is not going to be the case. We fell too quick, too fast. A lot of people are now caught off sides. A lot of people sold for losses today. That's the only reason this thing sold. All right? It's a lot of people sold it. Okay? At the end of the day, you can make up algorithms and the market makers and manipulation. The only thing that moves these prices is buyers and sellers just doing their thing. And today, people were selling this thing. That is minus 3% in one 4-hour candlestick. It is a massive red day, guys. I don't remember the last time we had a 3% down day on the S&P 500, except for over here. What was that? It marked your bottom. There we go. I rest my case, guys. Support. You're watching this breakout zone, 583.32 to 586.12. High of this candlestick, high of that candlestick right there. 583.60 has the 0.618 fib right there. On the upside, 597.28. You really don't have much in between here. If you want to level, if you're a short-term trader, there you go. Above 586.12, you watch 591.04. Above 591.04, you have 597.28 and then 602.13. Again, I will repeat what I said earlier. I do not think you're just going to get back up to the high. I don't think you're going to get back this whole move down we saw today all in one go. I think it's going to drag itself back up if it's going to do so, which I do think it's going to do so. But I think it's going to take some time. All right? And if it decides not to, guys, maybe we are crashing. But at the same time, we can't even say maybe we are crashing because who cares if we're crashing? Who cares? I showed you the condition. When VIX hit where it's at right now on the daily RSI, all right? I just look at history, guys. I look at the past price action, the past, history on these charts. And that's what happened during the COVID 2020 crash. If I went down another, what I show you, 3.5%, and then from this close, it went up 5.5%. That's what we're talking about right now, okay? So I'm going to very much so reiterate, buying opportunity up the ass right now. It's your time. It is your time. People want to be haters. People want to scare you. Do not listen to them. They are going to be wrong within 2 to 3 trading sessions, and that is, I'm not going to say a fact, but it's a Henry fact. It is my strong, very, very strong opinion. IWM, you fell off a cliff. You broke the 0.786 fib. Now you have, from this whole move up here on the weekly chart, whole stair step, boom. Taking the elevator straight down. You have the golden pocket starting at 215. Do I think you actually hit that? No, I don't. But if you do, it's there. You already have the daily RSI oversold. And that is that. It is literally at 30. You fall a little bit lower. You come down to 215 tomorrow. I say it's a big buy. But I'm also going to be honest. I think there's better charts to focus on. Like I pointed out earlier, I still think NVIDIA is the play right now. I still do. But at this point, you have a bunch of these guys doing their things too. And they're probably going to get bought up. So do I think IWM is the move right now? No. No, I do not. I think I want to see that thing come right back up to 230. So I'm going to get the frack out of that guy. But do I think that's where new money should go in right now? Again, no financial advice in this channel. No. I think it is much better to focus on some things that are showing much stronger setups, such as Meta right here. Okay? And before we get it, we'll literally go over these in a sec, okay? We're going to do a speed round, okay? DIA over here at 0.786 fib. From this whole move up here, daily RSI is oversold. And notice where the 4-hour RSI regular trading hours is right now. I put that line on and I reviewed it right before this video, guys. Bottom. Bottom. Big move. Bottom. Big move. Didn't hit it, but bottom, big move. The last time it was hit was literally during the COVID 2020 crash. It was literally during the crash. That's the scale of move we saw today. I showed you why I don't think there's reason to really, even if we're crashing, I told you, I think this is going to end up being bought up. Give it 2 trading sessions. Okay? But over here, 2018 crash. Bottom. We're at the start of it. Bottom before a decent move up, 3.6%. That's no joke for the Dow over here. Bottom before a 6.5% move. I rest my case, guys. It's a buying opportunity. It's so clear as day to me. Meta over here, guys. I think this is a clear as day opportunity right here. All right. But again, I just showed you. I think there's one super clear as day play right now. And it really didn't, it's showing relative strength, and it ain't this one right here, okay? But you are retesting the structure that you broke out from. If we didn't get the chance over here, you're getting the chance right here. You have the weekly 9 sitting right underneath. I think this gets bought up. You got Goog over here. Technically retesting the structure, we could put a zone on it and you can clear as day see that. It's right there. Okay, you come a little bit low over here on Goog, you fall another 3.2% somehow. Major buying opportunity right here. I'll just put an alert on. That's Goog. Everyone loved these things literally before today. And now everyone's going to hate them. Henry Boy over here is going to say, I love them even more. Okay? Microsoft. Finally getting that pullback. This is one at least I'm happy about. I was kind of sad to see it was probably going to start heading up to all-time highs without me. But at the same time, we saw this. And it died. And it is what it is. Now you're at the 21 EMA on the daily time frame. If you pull back a little bit more, what are you going to test, guys? Say it with me. Golden pocket. What does the golden pocket align with? It's your breakout level. It's kind of right over here. We'll call it right here, though. 429.04. Apple, you finally getting that pullback. It is a clear as day buying opportunity. There's no denying it. All right. Maybe it takes a few weeks to resolve itself, but it's probably going to end up back up at the highs. Amazon, fell off a cliff. You're just coming back in that 215.90 break and retest level. Big spot right there. Tesla, everyone loves a big old Tesla. Big old 8% down day. You pull back right to the 9. You reverted back to the mean. Now, you're not too high up from where I sold. I'm not too sad about it. I hope this thing comes back here. All right. Opportunities are coming on Tesla if it decides to pull back, guys. People are going to hate on it. But in reality, guys, the thing just had a massive rip up. If it decides to base out for a few weeks again, it's no big deal. Let's talk about chips, guys. You're right here at the bottom trend line. You want to catch a bid tomorrow. How are we looking over here if we turn on extended hours? You have the hammer candlestick. I'm thinking this is probably going to get bought up from here. But at bulls, I need you to step up. It's going to be right here, do or die. Okay? Do or die. Well, why do I think it's going to be do? Because Big Boy King NVIDIA over here is probably not going much lower. If it takes out this low, we're talking 125 is your bottom. You buy the bottom, no financial advice. Again, if you play with time, you're going to increase that win rate. People are now going to say this is a break and retest off of the head and shoulders. And while I say it definitely is, I'm also going to point to what I already pointed out in this video earlier. Clear as day for 2 years now. Every time it's hit here, you've gotten like a 10% rip within days. Do not expect it to be different. I think you're going to have a bad time. You're already gapping up right here, 132 to 133 in the after hours, in the overnight session. What happens if you gap up to 133 or 134 tomorrow off the open? You really think you're going to see another red bar fade all of this? Probably not. You know, just from my experience, you get something like this. You get the big fat red day. And I was kind of hoping we got something like this. I was kind of hoping at this point, we were like right here. I was like, you know, I hope we close out at the lows. So this thing finally closes out at the spot I've been paying attention to. All right. So NVIDIA, I'm looking for upside from here. ARM, piece of garbage. Piece of garbage. I'm not going to say this guy looks good. I am not. But it probably does participate in a chip rally if it gets, you know, a chip rally. So we will see about that one. Avgo, guys, dip is going to be a buying opportunity, but can it come a lot lower here? Yeah, it can. All right. See how I have all these arrows here? Because every time you made an advance into highs off an impulsive move, you had a few weeks of pullback. You did. Or just consolidating. And I don't expect it to be different over here on Avgo. I know people are, you know, really excited to chase Avgo, but I don't think it's the move. MU fell off a freaking cliff. Sentiment was not right for this guy today. It was not right. I feel like if today didn't happen, maybe this thing would have went. But it did not. All right. TSM, guys, you still got this inverse head and shoulders kind of look to you. There's no denying it. You just got to be patient on it. INTC, guys, what do you got going on over here? You're coming down to 1851. Piece of garbage. Don't touch INTC. AMD, I told you it was a piece of garbage, all right? Don't be faked out for this guy. This guy's a troll. I may be calling out buy opportunity on the video over there, but I'm telling you right now, AMD is not a thing you really want to mess with until it really shows itself that it wants to turn around, and then you can look for your setup. All right, guys, so that's what I'm going to conclude this video with. Things fell off an absolute cliff today. There's no denying it, but at the end of the day, I want you to keep this chart in mind. VIX. I want to keep that daily RSI in mind. Right here, bottom for the market. Right here, bottom for the market. Even during a crash, the market rallied 5.5% on S&P 500. Maybe it fell a little lower the next day, but it rallied. Expect the same over here. With that being said, ladies and gents, I hope you have a lovely rest of your night. I really do appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. I know there are some haters out there, and they come out the woodwork, just sometimes. Sometimes when we fail for literally 1 or 2 days, and then boom, the market goes in a direction, and then they're silent again. Probably going to be the same here. But, for the people who aren't like that, which I know is, 99.9% of you guys, I really do appreciate you guys. It means a lot. And I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.